Evening, everyone. It's 7:51 on Tuesday the 6th, and I know that it's late, but I was out having a pre-holiday drink with friends. So here we go. Closing comment, video number 1568. Okay, so today was another really crappy day. Um, we started down, and basically we stayed there all day. We had a little bit of a rally towards the close, but we still finished down pretty hard. Down 350.76 on the Dow. That was 1.03. Uh, Down 225 or 2% in the Nasdaq. Down 57.58 in the S&P. Down 1.5%. The Russell was also down 1.5%, 27.5 bucks, and the transportation's down 150 or 1.07. It was a pretty ugly day in some of the futures, in particular the oil. Let's just pull that up so we can see. It's up 36 cents tonight, which is really not much of a help considering it was down $2.68 today. Let's pull up the weekly so that we can get a little better look at where we are. It looks like we're, headed to test. What is this? This is $66. Let's go back a little further. So this is the area where we actually broke out from, right in here. And we're right back to it. If we don't hold $70, next stop, of course, would be the 200-day MA. That's at 64.85. I'd like to say that this gives Biden the opportunity to um, buy back some of the SPR oil, but he's still piping it out. So I'm doubting that that's going to happen. I'm sure that we'll end up paying $100 for it. Gold was up $1.10. It had been up higher. Bitcoin 16,945 up 120. And the chart that I actually had up here was the dollar. It was kind of interesting because the bonds were up about a point and a half today, and the dollar was also up. So lower bond yields and higher prices. That doesn't really compute particularly well for me, but we'll have to see how it acts the next couple of days. This is the dollar. Again, we went right through this fib level. It is an important level. 104 is probably more important. And that's the low here was 103.93. Yes, last week. This week, the low is 104.06. But we did close on the high and up on the day. Could we come out of here? We could, but we have a high, a lower high, and a lower low, another lower high, and a lower low, and another break to the downside. So, maybe we bounce off this. What is this? This is the 50-week moving average. It's a long way down to the 100, but, not going to make the judgment until we see what happens. Okay, this morning I mentioned Signet, um, which beat but gave poor guidance for Q4, which, as I reminded everyone, is their big quarter. Um, but they gave good guidance for all of next year. So the stock was up $4.17. Um, Tonight, though, it actually closed up $11.71. So this morning, it was up a little, $4 or 7.2%, and it managed to go to almost 70, close 69.54. Okay, GOSS. Uh, this is a biotech that had a hypertension drug that failed. Um, the stock uh, closed today. This is the disaster du jour. $2.36, down $6.93, or just a scant 74%. Play, which is Dave and Buster's. Um, the stock closed yesterday 62, pardon me, 36.20. It closed today down a dollar 4. And then the earnings came and it went traded down to 32 and change, but bounced back a little, and 34.70 is the last, only down 254, 6.8%. And the home run of the day, Summit Therapeutics. This is an interesting one. Summit signed a deal, a marketing deal for a drug. I don't remember what the drug was actually for, but let me see if I can find it while I have you here. And this stock closed, oh, it's a lung cancer drug. It's uh, a deal to license this lung cancer drug. Here are the stats. The stock closed yesterday at 79 cents. It had a high back in 2016 of just under 20, 19 and 3 quarters. It has never been reverse split, so that's really a decent number. It closed today at $2.31, up $1.53, or 194%. What's interesting here is not that it's a little, big run up of a little company. What's interesting here is that the company, one second, the, I don't know if any of you use this, but I use it all the time, FinViz. And I'm assuming you see it on the screen now. FinViz gives a really great breakdown. The company has a market cap of 405 million. The insiders own 81% of it. The shares outstanding 148, let's call it 150 million. Only 34 million in the float, and the insiders actually raised their stake by 243% in the last reporting period. And they're getting a $500 million initial payment for that licensing agreement. So here you have a company, the market cap 405 million, taking in 500 million with a drug that they feel over a 10-year period will be worth 5 billion to them. I'm not telling you to buy it, but it's certainly one that I'm putting on my watch list to see how it develops, because those numbers are phenomenal. After the close, they came out and they said that they were going to do a rights offering. They were going to sign a promissory note. I think that that's probably because they need the money to get started, and the other company, which is, I think that the company is called Akeso, Akeso, and I believe that they are either a Hong Kong, um, not really sure, but the headline reads Summit Therapeutic Partners with Akeso Incorporated in a deal for up to 5 billion to in-license a breakthrough, innovative, bispecific antibody. Not really sure what all of that means, but I know that anyone who owned this stock for the last year and a half is probably pretty excited about it. All right, everyone. Tomorrow we have mortgage apps. They'll be down at 7 o'clock. At 8:30, we have an important set of numbers. We have Q3 productivity, estimates are zero point 0.3 versus zero point 0.3. We have unit labor costs as part of that, and that one is listed as 3.5 versus an expected 3.5. And then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we have a really important number, which is the October consumer credit. Always an interesting number. All right, everyone. I will be back tomorrow, first thing in the morning, with your pre opening